This league is a soap opera.
Has quit on America's team, okay? The spotlight was too bright and the pressure was too high, okay? She came to Indiana and she realized that things weren't going to come easy to her because she thought that things were going to be easy in Indiana. No, baby, you're playing for America's team.
Caitlin Clark targeted. DeWanna Bonner quits the Indiana Fever. And the WNBA world is spiraling. What looked like a promising season for the Fever has suddenly turned into a full-blown controversy. As Clark continues to draw headlines and carry the spotlight, Bonner's shocking exit has fans questioning everything. Was this a personal decision, or the result of growing tension within the team?
Indiana fans, I'm so sorry. This is a horrible video for you. DeWanna Bonner is not coming back, according to Annie Costabile in Front Office Sports.
There's a huge mystery surrounding DeWanna Bonner's and her absence, okay? In these past 4 games, guys, in the past 4 games, DeWanna Bonner has been MIA for the Indiana Fever. It's getting to the point where I'm on my Twitter timeline. The fans are saying that DeWanna Bonner has quote-unquote quiet quit. Okay, they say that she is quiet quitting the Indiana Fever.
Rumors began swirling almost immediately. Some insiders say Bonner was unhappy with the Fever's shift in identity, a team now built around rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. Others claim there was a growing disconnect in the locker room, with tension between veterans and the new wave of attention flooding the franchise. Was Bonner feeling pushed out? Did she disagree with how the team was being run? Whatever the case, her quiet exit speaks volumes, and fans can't help but wonder if Clark's rising stardom played a bigger role than anyone is willing to admit. Reports started leaking that Bonner was frustrated, disconnected, and didn't like the new direction of the team.
DeWanna Bonner is officially done with the Indiana Fever. Now, DB has been out for the past 6 games for personal reasons, but other than that, the team has been pretty quiet on what exactly is going on, and there's been so much speculation around her absence. But the whole thing was just kind of bizarre, and a lot of Fever fans were speculating that we're not going to see her back. And just today, it was announced that she has no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever, and her preferred destinations are either Atlanta or the Phoenix Mercury. It's also been reported that the main reason that she wanted to leave is because things felt off from the beginning and she thought that she would be a starter.
The Indiana Fever had become Caitlin Clark's team, and not everyone was thrilled about it. For a seasoned veteran like Bonner, who built her career on grit, leadership, and consistency, watching the spotlight shift so suddenly to a 22-year-old rookie may have been difficult.
In another non-shocking turn of events, it's being reported that DeWanna Bonner no longer wants to be with Indiana Fever. I was shocked in the first place that she went there, to be honest, based on the harassment that her and her wife received last year from the Fever fans. So this is not shocking to me. This article, it says that her potential landing spots could be Phoenix or the Dream. You guys know I got Dream season tickets, so I'm biased. Come to ATL. He started the season off starting with the Fever and then was promptly benched, and Lexi started in the starting position, so this is all speculation. I don't know, right?
Whispers turned to speculation. Did Bonner feel sidelined by the hype? Was she quietly frustrated watching a rookie become the center of attention while veterans were pushed to the background? Did it create friction between her and the coaching staff, or even teammates who were now adjusting to a system built around Caitlin Clark?
Of course, the DeWanna Bonner news would come out while I'm out, but I can't say that it caught me by surprise because it certainly didn't. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's surprising. DeWanna Bonner signs a free agent contract with the Indiana Fever, and after a handful of games, once a Fever exit, apparently, and that is a strange situation, right? Because she was embraced, she had her achievement at the beginning of the season, moving up the scoring ranks. They were referring to her as Mama Bear in training camp, and now all of a sudden that has fallen apart. She was out of the starting lineup, hadn't really produced that much, particularly on the offensive end. And this
wasn't just about minutes on the floor or touches on offense. It was about power dynamics shifting inside the locker room. DeWanna Bonner, a respected leader with over a decade in the league, may have felt that her voice was being drowned out by the overwhelming noise surrounding Clark. As endorsements rolled in, as ESPN highlighted every one of Clark's assists or logo threes, the identity of the Fever began to change. And in a league like the WNBA, where personal values, advocacy, and locker room unity are sacred, that shift can feel threatening. For some, Clark represented new attention, new fans, and big money. But for others, it may have felt like the erasure of what the league once stood for. So, was Bonner's exit a quiet protest, a personal choice, or a reflection of deeper cracks forming inside a team and a league struggling to balance legacy with transformation?
But I see a lot of Fever fans being very negative towards DB, talking about I never seen someone take so much personal time off and who takes personal time off? I don't know if you're not family origin. I don't know if you may hate your family, but family comes first over everything. Okay? Maybe you're not family origin, but family comes first. If she having issues and stuff going on with her family, how about we pray about it? Okay? She's a human being. Stuff happens to them just like shit happens to us. Life be lifing. They have shit happen to them just like shit happened to us. So let's not do that.
To really understand this, we need to rewind. The Indiana Fever drafted Caitlin Clark Num 1 overall. And with that pick came a tidal wave of attention that the franchise had never experienced before. Overnight, the Fever went from a rebuilding team to the center of the basketball universe.
So DeWanna Bonner pulls one of the weakest moves in sports history and quits on the Indiana Fever, not even halfway through the season, man. Your ass couldn't hit the fucking side of a barn and was stinking it up every game, and you're mad about a starting spot or some bullshit? Completely lost all respect for your punk ass, man. And now your preferred destination is the Phoenix Mercury and the Dream. Oh, what? So you can go back with Alyssa Thomas and Scissor? What the fuck kind of bullshit is this? And then all the people that hate Caitlin Clark so much, the Black Clan and Black Clan Panders, are sitting here supporting this weak-ass move.
National media outlets flooded their games. Every arena she played in sold out. Her jersey became the hottest item in sports retail. And for the first time in WNBA history, casual fans, even non-basketball fans, were tuning in just to watch one player. It wasn't just hype, it was a cultural shift. Clark became a phenomenon, a ratings magnet, and a financial boost the league desperately needed. But with that explosion came growing pains. The Fever suddenly had to adjust not only their playbook, but their entire identity. A team that once focused on slow development and team-first mentality now had to center everything, marketing, media, strategy, around one player. And for some veterans, that shift felt abrupt. For others, it felt like a betrayal of the values they'd built their careers on.
But I see a lot of Fever fans being very negative towards DB, talking about I never seen someone take so much personal time off and who takes personal time off? I don't know if you're not family origin. I don't know if you may hate your family, but family comes first over everything. Okay? Maybe you're not family origin, but family comes first. If she having issues and stuff going on with her family, how about we pray about it? Okay? She's a human being. Stuff happens to them just like shit happens to us. Life be lifing. They have shit happen to them just like shit happened to us. So let's not do that.
But behind the scenes, pressure was building. Caitlin Clark brought more than just talent to the league. She brought cameras, headlines, and a spotlight brighter than anything the WNBA had ever seen. Her laser-focused work ethic, fierce competitiveness, and love for the game were undeniable. But so was the weight of her presence. She stepped into a league full of battle-tested veterans, women who had spent years grinding for every ounce of respect, playing in front of half-empty arenas, demanding equal pay, and pushing for media coverage that often never came. And now, seemingly overnight, Clark was getting all of it. The TV deals, the brand sponsorships, the magazine covers. To some, she was a gift, a long-awaited boost for women's basketball. But to others, it felt like she skipped the line. That while Clark deserved the attention, the system was suddenly favoring her in ways it never had for black players, queer players, or players who had been advocating for the league long before she arrived.
Now, some people have been saying that her banner has been taken down. I don't know how true that is, But from what people are saying and seeing, they said her banner is taken down. Now, yes, that is alarming if it is real. I don't know exactly what it might mean if they did take it down, but you have to think it's not a good sign. Now, we all remember what Stephanie White ended up saying in the practice when asked about DeWanna Bonner. She was saying, like, you know, there's no timeline, right? No timeline, but they're just making sure that they're staying supportive of her. So I don't know if it's really a team thing, a team issue, the reason why she is missing right now. I feel like it really is something.
What we're witnessing isn't just a clash between players, it's a cultural collision. And for the WNBA, it's both groundbreaking and deeply uncomfortable. This league has long been rooted in activism, sisterhood, and unapologetic identity. A space where players fought not just for wins, but for causes, for equality, and for representation. For years, the WNBA was more than a game. It was a movement. But now the game is changing. Corporate sponsorships are pouring in. National networks are finally paying attention. Celebrities are courtside. And a flood of new fans, many drawn by Caitlin Clark's electrifying rise, are entering the space. These fans aren't necessarily here for the legacy. They're here for the highlights, the logo threes, the energy, the spectacle. And that shift makes some people uncomfortable. Because it raises hard questions. Is the league compromising its soul for mainstream relevance? Are players who paved the way being left behind in the rush to crown a new face? And what happens when a league built on unity and shared struggle suddenly feels divided by fame, by race, by attention? This isn't just growing pains, it's an identity crisis. And Caitlin Clark is standing right in the middle of it.
Excuse me, DeWanna Bonner? What do you mean you don't want to play for the Fever anymore? You signed a contract, you made a commitment to this team, and you're just gonna jump out of it right in the middle? Get out of here with that. Go retire. We didn't need you anyways. You weren't doing anything for our team. You know what? This frees up a roster spot. Maybe we can go get Ari McDonald and actually become a championship caliber team now. No interest in playing for the Fever. I'll go play for the Fever. They don't want me.
The league is growing fast. Faster than ever before. But not everyone agrees on how it should grow. Should the WNBA lean into Caitlin Clark's superstar appeal, using her fame to catapult the league into the mainstream? Or should it stay anchored to its roots? Its history of activism, sisterhood, and player-led movements that built the league from the ground up. Should the doors be wide open to new fans? Fans who may not know who Tamika Catchings is, who never watched Sylvia Fowles dominate the paint, or who just showed up because they saw Clark trending on TikTok? Or should those fans be challenged to understand the culture, the struggle, the players who fought for this league to exist in the first place? In the middle of all that tension, the media narratives, the social media wars, the internal divides, stands a 22-year-old rookie. Caitlin Clark, the player who didn't ask to be the face of this identity crisis, but who's become it anyway. She came to play basketball. Instead, she's carrying the weight of a league trying to figure out what and who it wants to be.
People who are saying it's too early to judge DeWanna Bonner's performance at this point in the season obviously did not watch Connecticut last season. Now, the Sun started off strong, one of the longest winning streaks in WNBA history. The Sun also won more games last season than they've won in franchise history. So there's no doubt that Connecticut was a strong team. But what I am saying is that Bonner was proven inconsistent on the offensive end. There were 12 games where she shot 30% or less. For her career, she's a 40% shooter. Considering her position at forward, that's fairly low. Top forwards and post players typically sit around 50% from the floor. I think her field goal percentage struggles due to her shot selection, and she likes to shoot from deep, but last season she was 29% from.
Is Caitlin Clark really being targeted? Or is she simply the symbol at the center of a much larger battle? One that's been simmering beneath the surface of the WNBA for years. A battle between the old WNBA and the new WNBA. Between a league rooted in activism, identity, and community. And a new version racing toward mainstream fame, billion-dollar brands, and global visibility. This isn't just about basketball. It's about culture versus capitalism, respect versus reinvention, legacy versus marketability. It's about whether the league should remain tight-knit and unapologetically itself, or evolve into a global entertainment machine that welcomes every fan, even if they don't know the history. And DeWanna Bonner's exit? That might have been the loudest silent statement yet. Was it personal? A veteran stepping away for her own peace? Or was it political? A decision rooted in frustration with a team, a culture shift, or a league that suddenly feels unfamiliar? Whatever the reason, the message is clear. The Indiana Fever are no longer just a basketball team. They're ground zero for a much bigger conversation. And Caitlin Clark, whether she asked for it or not, she's the lightning rod in the middle of it all. Let us know in the comments. Is Caitlin Clark under attack or just caught in the middle of a league at war with itself? Smash that like button if you think the WNBA needs to refocus, and hit subscribe for more deep dives into the drama-shaping sports. Because this isn't just basketball, it's legacy, culture, and the battle for the future of the game.